What's up, everybody? Hold on real quick. How's everybody doing tonight? Just want to give some shout outs real quick. Sleepy Goblin, I see you, man. Let me know about the audio, how loud everything is and all that good stuff. Free Jack, what's up? Lethal Papa in the house. Creeper, I see you, dude. You guys excited about this announcement? I am. It's part of gaming, you know. It's a good part of gaming. I think the more competition, the better, you know. Sub-Zero 198, what's going on, man? A Lopez 83, I see you, dude. Hey, make sure to hit that like button. Share this out on Twitter, because, you know, YouTube doesn't do that shit anymore. Should be interesting. We're getting some rumors out there about Sega. Sega's putting some nice little questionnaires out there. Ricardo Wildis in the chat. What's going on? Roughhouse Gaming. Sounds like lots of people are excited for this. I think it's good for gaming. We're just moving into the next generation. Let's put it that way, you know. This is the beginning of the next part of gaming is what I want to put it out there. We're talking about cloud streaming, all kinds of new stuff. The Blue One, Patreon supporter, what's going on, man? Levi Valverde, what's going on, man? Hey, if you guys think this is good for gaming, type a 1 in the chat. If you're not a fan of Google, type a 2. I think it's good for gaming. I think it's a good thing. My buddy AshtreyGaming, he's not a big fan of Google, you know. Holy shit. If mods could take care of, for some reason it's not showing those ones, I guess it's the spam or something like that. You guys could take care of that, thank you. In the bushes, says DJ. Thank you, Letho. Okay. I got you, Graphica. Five minutes. Roughhouse Gaming says, without competition, there is no innovation. I like that. It rhymes. Could be in a rap song. I like it, though. Uncompetitive. Microsoft are quitting console manufacture in the 9th gen. You posted some pics in the chat in the Discord. I didn't see them, DJ. Yeah, it's good music. This is Google's music right now, so. Yes, sir. Slow-mo backslap in the chat. This is the spot to hang out, talk to your fellow gamers, get excited for what's going on, you know, in gaming. Times are changing, folks. It's not about the console war bullshit. This is about gaming. This is about innovation. This is about improving gaming as a whole. It's the number one I think, in my opinion, it's going to be the #1 entertainment venue going forward for the next foreseeable future. Surpass movies, television. I don't even watch television anymore. Eric the Red, yeah, man. This music's it's awesome. So, should be interesting to see what kind of announcements they make. They've been setting up their shop there at GDC, kind of respecting the history of gaming. So I'm interested to see what kind of moves they make in the industry, what kind of deals they make. See, you know, obviously Google is nearing $1 trillion net worth. Microsoft's, they're close. They're pretty much neck and neck. It's within a couple $1 million, you know. So when you talk about the bigger players in the game, you have Google, Amazon, Microsoft, you know, all those big boys with almost $1 trillion. They're all positioning themselves to compete in this cloud gaming market. In my opinion, I don't know, the infrastructure for the internet in America is just kind of not good right now. They need to get that 5G implemented, and it's getting rolled out right now, but it's going to take a while to get the 5G out. Once that's implemented, I think that's going to be good to go for, you know, this cloud streaming tech. But until this point, we've seen what? Google had some streaming going on with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I know a couple people I know tried that and said it was pretty good. So yeah, 5G is ass. You probably have what's it called? AT&T's fake 5G. 5G, you're looking at what kind of speeds? 500 megs down minimum. So yeah, definitely not ass. If I missed saying what's up to you guys, sorry about that. Butcher Van in the chat, see you, bro. Yeah, let me see. That was a good comment. Free Jack says companies are moving their apps and infrastructure more and more all the time. Cloud is good for business, but not for gaming. Exactly. Oh, 5G is 1 to 3 gigs. Nice. I was off. So even better, right? Hey, our Rob, I understand that with Google, it's kind of like you hate them or you love them, you know? What's up, Invader Gaming? Thanks for stopping by. Hit that like button to share it out on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, if you still do that shit. Not a fan of Facebook, if you can't tell. I don't like my information getting, hold up there, gotta move my phone here. So what kind of games do you guys think we're going to see trailer-wise? I know there's a lot of publishers, developers, obviously, at this conference. I think they're going to pull some good things out of their hat based off of the trailer. The trailer got me hyped. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but the trailer's awesome. Yeah, Buck Roger, Facebook is still a thing, apparently. I don't know. Some people still use it. Hey, type a 1 in the chat if you still have Facebook. I don't, so that's 2 for me. Mooch in the chat, I see you, dude. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Not a 0 for Butcher. Yeah, I feel like Facebook's kind of going the way of MySpace a little bit. Well, these guys are running late, apparently. It's 10:01 on my clock. 1:01 on the East Coast. What time is it in Europe? What is it, like 8 o'clock at night? 7 o'clock? 7 o'clock at night? Who's yelling? B noobs. So I was thinking about my predictions for my most anticipated games list. This is kind of off topic, but I was kind of off with my predictions, man. Anthem was my #1 anticipated. Man, I was wrong on that game. Anyway, it's starting right now. Let's go. Let's go. All right, what is this? E.T. coming exclusive to Google. Yeah, I saw that. I don't know what that was all about. Oh, it's 6 p.m. Cool. This is intense, you know? Little G with electricity going on. Let's go. Interesting.
Please welcome to the stage the CEO of Google, Sundar Pichai.
Let's go, Sundar. Let's hear some good shit. 5 p.m. UK time. You guys eating dinner right now? What time do you guys eat dinner over there?
Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here. Thank you all for joining us.
Oh, yeah, this guy's super exciting.
I suppose I should start out with a confession. I'm actually not a big gamer, though I do play FIFA 19 quite a bit and really enjoy how immersive it is. I also play Ashes cricket quite a bit. And for those of you who are wondering what cricket is, it's kind of like baseball, but better. Another little-known fact is that Google makes arguably the most played game on the internet today. It's the Dino Chrome game, mostly played when there's no internet connection. Not going to talk to you about the high-quality graphics and sophistication you all are used to, but it does have a lot of players, and I've probably logged more hours than I care to admit.
What game is he talking about?
While I'm not a big gamer, I do have the privilege of working at a company and leading a company full of people who love to solve hard computer science problems. For many Googlers, their journey with computers started with games. Games have inspired many generations of people to pursue careers in tech. And through that process, they build resourcefulness, creativity, and collaboration, all qualities that are key to solving hard problems. And within Google and Alphabet, games play a big part in developing our own technology. The best example I can think of is how we are making progress on AI. DeepMind's AlphaZero uses self-play to learn from scratch and master games like chess, shogi, and Go. It's an important step towards creating a flexible, general-purpose system that can learn to solve many foundational problems. More recently, AlphaStar became the first AI to defeat a top professional player at StarCraft II.
See, AI is
using a deep neural network trained directly from raw game data.
What do you guys say?
Increasingly, games are helping AIs learn to tackle real-world challenges. Even beyond DeepMind, another great example we have is Waymo, where we use simulations in gaming-like environments to test things that aren't actually possible or safe at scale in the real world. In fact, Waymo has driven more than 5 billion hours in simulations of edge case scenarios that vehicles wouldn't normally encounter. And we use it, we learn from it, and actually improve the systems that we'll be deploying in the real world.
Yeah, AI
perhaps the biggest impact of gaming is how it pushes us to make big leaps in computing and networking power, higher fidelity graphics, and the infrastructure that supports it all. All of you are pushing computing and technology forward, and I find that really exciting. At Google, we've always believed that technology should adapt to people, not the other way around. We've been building towards this vision for some time. For example, when we launched Chrome a decade ago, we envisioned that it could be a modern platform for web applications and bring the power of web to everyone, including use cases that seemed
I was just
impossible
going to say
at
that
that
you're a
time,
big fan
like
of
high-quality
that
games.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I need to finish that.
Finally, we are making progress towards that goal. In fact, over the past 2 years, we've been hard at work on game streaming technology.
Game streaming.
And last fall, we launched our first public test with Project Stream.
Yep.
As some of you guessed, a technical test wasn't the whole view of our ambition. It was probably the worst kept secret in the industry.
Did any of you guys
Internally, we were actually testing our ability to stream high-fidelity graphics over a low-latency network. We learned that we could bring a AAA game to any device with a Chrome browser and an internet connection.
That's crazy, dude.
Using the best of Google to create a powerful game platform. And when we say best of Google, it always starts with our cloud and networking infrastructure. Our custom server hardware and data centers can bring more computing power.
Just want to point this out there that Microsoft's cloud infrastructure is about twice
we are
as big
in 19
as Google,
regions
I think.
And in over 200 countries and territories.
They put that
connected
information
by
out there,
hundreds
so
of
just keep
thousands
that
of
in
miles
mind.
of fiber optic cables. The best of Google also includes our open platforms that allow you to reach billions of people. With Google, your games will be immediately discoverable by over 2 billion people on a Chrome browser, Chromebooks, Chromecast, Pixel devices, and we have plans to support more browsers and platforms over time.
Okay.
That's in addition to all the people playing and watching games across YouTube and
the
Google
Chrome
Play.
browser is a hell of a resource killer.
And
you
when
know
we
what
build
I'm
these
saying?
ecosystems, we always take the approach that we only succeed when our partners do. Collectively, our partners across web, Google Play, and YouTube have earned more than $110 billion over the past 4 years alone, and we are committed to this approach here as well. So now we are focused on our next big effort, which is to build a game platform for everyone. And when we say for everyone, we really mean it.
Christina, I
one of our
try to
most
use
cherished
different
values
things,
as a
but I
company.
always go back to Google.
Be
like
it Android,
Google
or
search,
Chrome, or AI,
Chrome browser.
we are dead serious
know?
about making technology
I
accessible
always seem
for
to go
everyone.
back.
But if you think about games, there are a lot of barriers
Punk Kiddish
for users
Gaming
to
in the
play
house,
high-end
my
games.
dude. What's going on, my dude?
Beautiful graphics
My dude,
really
my
need
dude.
high-end consoles or PCs. And games don't have instant access. Think about the way the web works. You can easily share a link, and it works seamlessly. We want games to feel that way too. Instantly enjoyable with access for everyone. I think we can change the game by bringing
So what
together
kind of
the
prices
power
do
and
you guys think
creativity
we're
of
going to
the
see
entire
with some of
community.
these streaming
People who
only
love to
devices?
play
I think
games,
it's going to be
people who love to watch
a
games,
lot cheaper.
and people who love to build games.
See,
That means all of
YouTube's
you.
there.
We are really excited to work with you. We want to build a platform. We want you to show us what's possible. And together, I think we can create a new games experience, powered by Best of Google
$200
and built for everyone. Let's take a look.
From the beginning of time, games have brought us together. Players and spectators. By the handful, the
Hey,
hundreds,
type of one in the chat
and
if
the
this is getting you
thousands.
hyped. It's getting me hyped. I'm a gamer.
We
I love
built
this shit, you know what I'm
stadiums.
saying? I love it.
Places to gather around every kind of spectacle. Glory, tragedy, pageantry, community, rivalry, and wonder. Until
I
every
welcome
city,
innovation
town,
and change.
and village
It's
had a
difficult for
place
some,
where
but
anyone
this
could
is
play.
exciting to me, guys.
Thousands of years
Arrow
in,
says not, man.
our games have changed,
In the bushes.
but our need to come together remains. This new era of gaming needs a new place
I
to
think
gather.
they were using the Google controller there. All those dudes.
One
They look
place
like it.
where anything you dream can be built. Playgrounds for every imagination. One place where you and everyone you know and everyone they know will all play together.
Let's go, let's go!
Let's go, squad!
Dale, vamos, vamos, vamos.
Dude was in a bathtub with like Cheetos.
One place that never stops evolving. Where everyone will play.
Where did he come from?
And watch.
Yes! High five! Right, bam!
And create.
All right, I turned it down a little bit. You guys hear me now? Hello?
Nice!
From any screen, at any time.
Hey, there's the controller. Do you guys see it? It doesn't look that bad.
For all the ways we play. This
English only, my dude.
Gather round.
In the chat.
Welcome to Stadia. We are so excited by this. To do this well, it's important that we have the right people working on this, experts with deep history and heritage in games.
Stadia?
That starts with Phil Harrison,
okay,
who joined us about a year ago. He's a great leader and a great gamer.
I don't think I like that
who knows the difference
logo,
between
man.
RPGs and NPCs.
Turn it up? Okay.
I'm going to pass the mic over to Phil to show you what we have built. Take it away, Phil.
Thank you, Sundar. Thank you, Sundar. It's such a pleasure to be here today, and thank you for joining us at GDC as we finally get to share Google's vision for the future of games, where the worlds of watching and playing games converge into a new generation game platform purpose-built for the 21st century, powered by the best of Google.
Dreamcast. Yeah.
Our vision for Stadia is simple. One place for all the ways we play. It's focused on gamers, inspired by developers, and amplified by YouTube creators. Today, our industry captivates over 2 billion players from all around the world. At the center of that community, its beating heart, are the game developers, the people in this room that create the most incredible game experiences that delight players with engrossing stories, characters, and worlds
Stadia
through a
sounds
dazzling
like a disease.
display
That's
of
funny.
technology, artistry, and magic. Games are now the single biggest form of entertainment on the planet, one that connects a vast community across geographies, cultures, and language. And within that passionate community, there is a universe of people who love playing games, and there's a universe of people who love watching games. Hundreds of millions of people watch gaming content every single day on YouTube. But those two worlds are mostly disconnected, fragmented, and often independent of each other. Our vision is to bring those worlds closer together, to connect game developers with players and YouTube creators in a way that only Google can, creating a richer and more vibrant
Axel
gaming
put some
community for
Stadia in his
everyone
coffee.
to enjoy.
Nice.
Through the power of our data centers, the extraordinary reach and community of YouTube, and our investments in the fundamental technologies that are the foundations of the open internet, we offer a truly unique opportunity to combine these worlds. We will be handing that extraordinary power of the data center over to you.
Yeah,
the game
Jade
developers,
Raymond's awesome.
Where playgrounds
Creeper.
for every imagination can be created. Our first public test of this came in October of last year with Project Stream, where we streamed a AAA HD game at up to 1080p and 60 frames per second over the internet from Google data centers to a Chrome browser.
That's pretty impressive.
We were humbled by the overwhelmingly
1080,
positive response
60
from players
streaming.
who were able to join us on Project Stream. A huge thank you to those of you who participated in Project Stream and for your vital feedback. And also to the amazing people at Ubisoft for trusting us with the latest incarnation of their incredible game franchise, Assassin's Creed. Ubisoft has always been at the forefront of advancements in the games industry, and they have an incredible track record of success and creativity. And joining us here in the audience today, I'm delighted to welcome the CEO and co-founder of Ubisoft, Yves Guillemot. Thank you, Yves.
Ooh. Who's playing The Division 2? That game's awesome. Speaking of Ubisoft.
I'd like to thank Yves and his team for partnering with us, and to producer Marc-Alexis Cote and the entire Ubisoft Quebec studio for their masterpiece creation, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Thank you for bringing your game to our platform, and congratulations for being the first
I know
game
you
played
are
by the
exhausted,
public on
father.
Stadia.
What level
As
are
many
you?
of you experienced with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, we now have the ability to take a sophisticated, graphically intense AAA game and stream it to a Chrome browser running on a simple laptop without any sacrifice to the quality or vision of the game developer. As successful as Project Stream was, our ambition is, of course, far beyond a single game.
That'd be insane.
As we developed our strategy for this new platform, we asked developers how we can help solve some of the most critical challenges you face. There were 3 very clear themes that resonated. You told us you wanted to unleash your creativity without limits, get to the widest possible scale, and make it easier for people to connect with your games. We used these 3 themes to anchor our vision and build our platform architecture and began to share it with the leading publishers and developers in the world. Now, let me show you how we have brought this vision to life. Imagine you are watching games on YouTube and you discover the latest Assassin's Creed Odyssey trailer on Ubisoft's official channel on YouTube. You will notice the Play Now button.
Wow.
By simply clicking on that button, the player is brought directly into the game in a browser in as quick as 5 seconds. With no download.
That's awesome. Hey, trust me, that's awesome. Watch it on YouTube and then you can play now.
With no download, no patch, no update, and no install. Stadia offers instant access to play. Our platform vision for Stadia is to reduce the friction between getting excited about a game and playing a game. On Stadia, you just need to click on a YouTube video or link, and you can be playing your game instantly. Compare that to today, where gamers are all too familiar with things like this.
Yeah.
With Stadia, this waiting game will be a thing of the past. The power of instant access is magical and has already transformed the music and movie industries, and with Stadia, it is now available at the highest level of gaming. But wouldn't it be even more magical if that same game and that same instant experience could be available across any screen type in your life?
Interesting.
A key benefit of our platform is that a single creative vision and a single code base can now be enjoyed instantly across any screen. At launch, we'll support being able to play games across desktops,
Jack, there's no downloading, is what he said.
TV, tablets,
That's
and
not
phones.
me, that's the stream here.
This new generation of gaming is not a box. With Stadia, the data center is your platform. There is no console that limits the developer's creative ideas, and no console that limits where gamers
Gene
can
Mark,
play. And we're about to show
who are
this to you
afraid
now.
of streaming just have shitty
This
internet.
is not a concept.
I just
it's not
think
a
they're
test, this is
afraid
real.
of change, honestly.
I'd like to bring my friend Khaled to the stage to show you this working.
It's a scary thing, honestly, but I'm excited. It's cool. I think YouTube's a game changer for Google.
So imagine you've just discovered that game for the first time. You're running it on the Chrome browser. And here it is on a Pixelbook running the Chrome OS.
They're still going to have hardware.
No hardware acceleration on that laptop whatsoever.
Hey, Free Jack, I think there's still going to be hardware,
directly from our data center. It's then easy and instantaneous to move that same game experience from exactly that moment onto the phone. Here on a Pixel 3 XL.
That's awesome. Cool.
Once again, no loss in quality, and we can go straight onto the desktop PC. We actually went to buy the least powerful PC we could find here.
The least powerful.
And we could enjoy the same vision that the developer had, the same high-quality 1080p stream at 60 frames per second, and the full game vision.
So you're not limited by hardware. You don't have to buy the most expensive
And then it's once again seamless to go from running on our PC to running on a tablet. In this case, once again, running the Chrome OS on a Pixel slate.
Hey, the Google controller looks fine, dude. Look at it. Look at it in the guy's hand. It looks... That concept image was just kind of overblown. It just looked weird.
And then finally, we then move seamlessly to the TV. And so this TV is accessed using this, which is a KhAoS Ultra HDMI streamer. There is no console required to reach this experience.
Wow. I'm impressed so far, guys. It's funny how Google has this as their first showing of cloud streaming and stuff like that. And Microsoft showed it at Inside Xbox, and it looked like shit. You know
Welcoming any and all players is fundamental to Stadia, where you can try with your friends on devices you already own. And as such, we're also enabling players to use your existing USB controller or mouse and keyboard when playing Stadia on a laptop or PC.
Hey, high speed,
By
I don't think it's going
eliminating
to be
that
expensive,
friction,
my
that
dude.
barrier to entry, we will make it simple and easy for players who want to try Stadia for the first time. But of course, we will have our own controller that has been uniquely designed to enhance the experience for the Stadia player. I'd like to introduce you to the newest member of the Google hardware family, the Stadia Controller.
That controller looks all right. I mean, it doesn't look the best. It looks like a Wii Pro
This
controller.
is your gateway to the best of Stadia. It enables you to access the full Stadia experience, and there are many advantages to the Stadia controller. And the first is that it will connect through Wi-Fi directly to the game that is running in the Google data center.
That's what I'm talking about.
The Stadia controller identifies which screen or device you want to play on and links it with your game session running in the cloud, ensuring the highest possible performance and the best experience for players.
Wi-Fi built in
addition to the standard
dude.
functions
Crazy.
you'd expect to see on a modern game controller, the Stadia controller features two very important new buttons. The capture button is for sharing and saving your game experience back out to YouTube. The gamer can choose to share their experiences starting with a click of this button to themselves,
I'm all in,
to
guys.
their friends,
I'm doing
or
this
to the
shit.
world. They are in control.
It's connected
And
to
the
YouTube.
second
You know
one
I
is
do
the
YouTube.
Google
It's
Assistant
awesome.
button. Pressing this button allows players to immediately access
Beezy
the
says you
controller's
think
built-in
MS is
microphone
watching?
so
Yeah,
they can
bro.
get help from
I
the
think they're
assistant for
shitting their
special
pants right
in-game
now.
features integrated by developers. Our goal with Stadia is to help fuel developer creativity at every level. And next, we'll take a look at the incredible
YouTube
computing power
integration
we
with
have custom
Google
built
is a
into
game
our data
changer,
centers
trust me.
that will further accelerate innovation. I'd like to
Yo,
introduce my
Nintendo
friend and
Direct,
colleague,
what's
the
going
head
on,
of
man?
engineering
You missed
for
a good
Stadia,
amount, honestly.
Marsh Bakar.
Some huge announcements.
Thanks so much, Phil. Let's look at the real-time computing power we have put into our data centers that will change how we view what a game platform can be. In order to deliver an amazing experience for your games, we needed to bring powerful computing.
So this is
closer
why
to users.
Microsoft considers
We've
Google
built
a
Stadia's
competitor
architecture on top
and not
of the Google
Sony.
data
I got a
center
lot of
network.
backlash from
The
Sony.
same network that has
like
been
the
delivering search
PlayStation
results to your
fanboys, 'cause I
fingertips
said
in milliseconds for more than
Google or
20
Microsoft
years.
could buy them up if they
The
wanted
network
to. It's
consists
true.
of fiber optic links and subsea cables between hundreds of points
Sony
of
is not
presence
prepared for
and more
this
than
next step.
7,500
I'm sorry.
edge node
The
locations around the
infrastructure is
globe,
not there.
all connected with our network backbone. Stadia is built on infrastructure that no one else has. More edge
Hey,
nodes
Free Jack,
mean
it's
the
gonna be
compute resources
Google
are
versus
closer to
Microsoft
players,
versus
which results
Amazon.
in better performance. We took that proven model and infused it with custom-designed, purpose-built gaming hardware,
I guarantee
creating the
you
most
that
powerful
Sony's going to
and
need to
connected
team up
gaming
with one
platform.
of these big boys.
Each of Stadia's data
be
centers
able
is
to
composed of
compete
interconnected
in the future
racks
with this
that
cloud
deliver the
streaming
high-power graphics, memory, and storage needed to run the most demanding games. Only with Google can you apply the power and flexibility of data centers to game development. This architecture is the foundation for this new generation of gaming. We've been testing this technology privately within Google for years. For our initial
Look at
public
those
test
data
with Project
centers.
Stream in
It's getting
2018, we delivered up to 1080p 60 frames per second with stereo audio. When Stadia launches, we will have
I know this is
increased
going to trigger all the
performance
Sony
significantly to
fanboys
support
because every time I
resolutions
talk
up to
about it,
4K
you guys
at 60
get really
frames per
triggered.
second.
All right? You guys got to look outside just hardware
With
cells and everything
HDR
else,
and
all right?
surround sound. And in the future, we'll be able to stream games in up to 8K resolution.
Whoa. 8K,
We know there are
120,
not
no
that
one
many
claps
homes
for
or
it. They're like,
TVs in the
8K,
world that have
we're not
8K
even doing
today.
4K right now.
But we also know the widespread adoption of 8K is inevitable. We have built our platform to scale up with the highest performing networks to deliver the visual quality demanded by future generations
8K,
of
120
gamers
frames
and
per
game
second,
developers. What's even more exciting is that in addition to the stream you get as a player, there is a second simultaneous stream at 4K 60 frames per second that you can choose to share directly to YouTube from the Stadia data center. meaning your gaming memories will be saved at the highest possible
YouTube
quality.
is the game changer right here, folks, all right?
Stadia
Mark
is not
it
constrained
down.
by the limitation of traditional console systems.
YouTube is a huge
Instead,
entertainment
we have built a
platform
truly
that
flexible,
people watch.
scalable,
I watch most
and modern
all my
platform
entertainment on
that
YouTube,
allows us
right?
to push performance beyond what was previously considered possible.
Hey, DJ, I'm not looking just at next
This
generation,
architecture
right?
gives
like
us
this
even more
winning
flexibility
generations
to
things,
scale.
That's the console war shit.
And
I
thanks
don't care
to
about
fast
that.
transfer speeds between the Stadia instances in our data center, our platform
talking
can
about the
connect
next 20 years
instances
of
together
gaming, you know what
to
I'm saying?
dynamically expand the capabilities along with the need of your games.
Free Jack,
As a developer,
they
you're
need
used to
implement
being forced to
5G
tone down your
across the
creative
US,
ambition
and we'll
that are
see how
limited
long
by
that
the
takes,
hardware.
You know?
But our vision with Stadia is that the processing resources available will scale up to match your imagination.
Who is this for? It's for everybody, my dude.
In this new
If you have an
generation,
internet connection,
the data center
You can do this.
is your platform. We've partnered with our friends at AMD to build a custom GPU. I'd like to personally thank Dr. Lisa Su, AMD President and CEO, who is here with us today. Lisa and her team
Hey, Creeper,
helped us
I know
design
Phil
a chip to
Spencer's
bring you
shitting
more than
himself
10
right now.
teraflops of power, which we've coupled with a custom CPU to make up a single Stadia instance.
now you know why Microsoft is pushing this shit
And here's
so
how
hard,
the
because
graphical power
Google
of Stadia
had all
compares to
these
the top
plans.
2 consoles in the market.
Wow.
You can see, thank you.
PS4 Pro is, did you see that? 10 teraflops custom GPU.
You can see that a single
Xbox
Stadia
One X
instance is a
6.0.
big step forward. 10.7 teraflops is more powerful than the top 2 consoles of the previous generation combined.
RIP. Google said, kabow. This is crazy.
Stadia will be using
I'm
the
blown
Linux
away, dude.
operating system and the Open Graphics API, Vulkan.
Vulkan.
And when it comes to game engines, we are excited to announce that we have partnered with Unreal, who will be fully supporting the Stadia platform. We are also partnering
Unreal is
with
like on
Unity
every
to
video
bring
game.
full support for the 2 most popular and familiar game engines to our development community.
Game, set, match, yeah.
And
dude.
we're empowering
This shit's
developers
crazy.
with an amazing array of familiar middleware that you already use to power your game development, including the most popular physics engine, Havok. And here's a list of our partners now.
Whoa.
And of course, this list will continue to grow over time.
So how do you think
With the
Microsoft
suite of
responds
tools,
to this? How do
game
they clap
development
back?
can evolve as quickly as the imagination of content creators.
Havok, AMD, Unity, Vulkan.
To achieve that, we're providing multiple
CryEngine.
ways to make games for Stadia. You can develop on our cloud, your cloud, and at your desk.
Yo, DeBlue, Google doesn't
Our
fuck
goal
around if you
is to
haven't
make
figured
Stadia
that
the
out,
most
man.
flexible
They're
development
serious.
environment ever put
They
together.
know this is the future of entertainment. That's why they're
And that
putting
power
it.
is, of
they're
course,
going
used to
full-blown
create the
into it.
best content. Our first guest is from a company known for creating the most sophisticated and impressive gaming experiences in the industry that always demand the most of every system they run on. We had the chance to give our friends at id early access to our tools and technology. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome to the stage executive producer from id, Marty Stratton.
There we go. I wonder what id's going to talk about.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for having us here, Phil and Majd. I'm honored to be part of a team at id that has spent more than 25 years on the bleeding edge of technical innovation. When we first met with Google about game streaming, frankly, we were skeptical about how it would work, and in particular, how it could work.
That'd be cool if
with
they
a game
showed
like
Doom Eternal footage on
However,
streaming.
we recognized
Nice.
not just your ability and resources to make game streaming a reality, but more importantly, the passion to support a game as fast, fluid, and uncompromising as Doom. After all, if you're going to prove to the world that you can stream games from the cloud, what better proof than Doom? And if you're going to prove to a developer that you're serious about building a robust platform, what better team than id, where we push every platform to its limit. In fact, back in 2016, Doom was the first AAA game released on Vulkan. And because Stadia is built on that same Vulkan API, it didn't take us more than a few weeks to get our upcoming sequel, Doom Eternal, looking and playing great on Stadia.
A few weeks to get it ported over.
Built on the fun
That's awesome.
and sense of power players expect from the series, Doom Eternal is a pure and unfiltered action FPS experience. You play as an unstoppable hero sent to destroy hell's fiercest demons across an expanding universe of unbelievable locations.
Yeah, multiplayer is the big question mark.
To be bringing Doom Eternal
zblackrider
to Stadia, and are thrilled to announce that the game will be capable of running at true 4K resolution with HDR color at an unrelenting 60 frames per second.
4K 60 frames per second for Doom Eternal on Stadia. That's huge.
We actually can't wait to show you more of Doom Eternal
Algorithm,
very soon,
do I think they'll be at E3? Yeah, they'll be there, but I don't know if they'll have a conference, you know?
Live from Google data centers, and you can see
60.
it today at our developer session. It starts at 12:30 over in West Hall. You won't want to miss it. Thank you to Google and Stadia team for giving us this opportunity to share a bit about Doom Eternal.
Type a 1 in the chat if
so
you're
much.
impressed. Type a 2 if you're not. I'm impressed.
Thanks so much, Marty. It's a privilege to work with id and your incredible engineers and creators. For anyone who knows the franchise, you know Doom Eternal will look and play amazingly well on our platform. It was important for us to partner with a developer like id so that we could prove, not just to ourselves, but to the entire industry, that our platform is capable of supporting the most demanding titles. And Doom will be running on a single Stadia GPU. The fundamental benefit of our cloud-native infrastructure is that developers will be able to take advantage of hardware and power in ways never before possible. And that includes taking advantage of the power of multiple GPUs at once. We've asked our friends at UL Benchmarks, makers of 3D Mark, to put Stadia to the test. In this video, you can see some comparison points showing the difference between our single GPU and multiple GPUs. What you see here on the left of the line is running on a single 10.7 teraflop GPU. And on the right of the line, you can see the same content running on Stadia using multiple GPUs. In this demo, we're highlighting real-time fluid deformation. Accurate water simulation is one of the most compute-intensive effects for games.
The water effects on the right side,
and it's a powerful example of what Stadia is capable of.
Left to right.
And I'm so excited to see where game developers go with this kind of performance. When we designed Stadia, our goal was to solve many of the pain points that we've heard about from developers, particularly those related to multiplayer. In traditional platforms, the client and server are connected by the unpredictable internet, and therefore the multiplayer experience is limited by the client with the slowest or poorest quality connection. But with Stadia, that game client and server both remain on Google's networking backbone, resulting in predictable low latency, reliable connectivity, and data security, since no traffic gets exposed to the public internet. Developers who use Google's data centers can create a predictable multiplayer experience that scales to an order of magnitude greater than anything enjoyed by gamers today. What that means is a synchronized state across a very high volume of players, where innovations like distributed physics can be built into your games, where battle royale games could go from hundreds of players today to thousands of players tomorrow. And yes, no cheating and no hacking.
Yeah, Creeper, they're making sure
Google has always believed that the world is a better place
right?
when we are able to connect without barriers. And as a new generation game platform, Stadia will, of course, embrace full cross-platform play.
I wonder what Crap Gamer has to say about this, since he says that streaming is not going to be a big thing. I've disagreed so much on that.
Developers will have the ability to enable cross-platform multiplayer for all players, and even bring game saves and progression across as well.
This is the future of gaming, sorry.
I'd now like to introduce a member of Stadia's R&D team who are pushing the envelope, bringing the best of Google to game developers. Please welcome to the stage our lead designer for research and development at Stadia, Erin Hoffman-Jung.
Thank you, Phil. One of our team's favorite comments about Project Stream was a tweet that described Stadia's technology as the work of wizards. And we are incredibly fortunate to work with wizards every day, bending their magic toward games. I'd like to take you through a few technologies and features that we've been working on that are going to enhance the game development process for developers big and small. The first one is focused on
Dark Times,
multiplayer.
you don't need to jump to anything.
Stadia not only
use
provides high-performing multiplayer experiences from player to player, but also allows developers to create new, gorgeous gaming environments.
You know what I'm saying?
Our friends at Tangent Games have been working with us on a technical proof of concept that you can see here behind me. They spent a few short weeks creating this beautiful multiplayer world with a persistent, massively destructible environment.
Oh my God, they're shitting on Crackdown now.
It is a raw demonstration of scale and power using the best of Stadia technology, where every piece of the environment in this multiplayer world is destructible using real-time rigid body physics. Using Google's unique infrastructure, developers can create games built to house hundreds of players with low latency and perfect synchronization.
So like we did this in a couple of weeks.
This demo will be available on the show floor if you want to check it out this week.
Massive destruction with cloud.
As we were building the platform, we collaborated with individual developers, but we also thought about trends in game development. When we thought about our most treasured gaming memories, something kept coming back, something that we'd lost. When modern games start to push the boundaries of current hardware, rendering 2 or more scenes simultaneously becomes too resource-intensive, and so split-screen couch co-op has been fading from gaming. But when all of your clients are in the cloud,
they thought of everything,
couch multiplayer has new life again through Stadia in what we're calling Stream
destruction.
Connect. In the past,
the
resources required to execute split-screen co-op have required developers to sacrifice more of their creative goals. With Stream Connect, we're making it possible to realize split-screen multiplayer without any performance penalty. Behind me, you'll see a technology proof of concept that we built at Google. It's called the Night Forest, a co-op demo with asymmetric player roles. Here we have 2 players, one hunter on the ground and a supporting aerial player,
this is insane.
set up in a standard split-screen view. Each of these screens is powered by a separate Stadia instance.
Yeah, free Jack, I agree.
But what would happen to squad-based games if developers could allow players to call up the views of their teammates on demand, or utilize any polygonal surface as a receiver for another player's video stream? Stream Connect makes this possible with extremely little effort on the part of the developer, bringing dynamic squad-based gaming into easy reach even for very small teams. We've shown you 3 views, but we can keep going.
Yeah,
we can keep
BZ,
adding
I wish there was
and shape how they're shown to the player,
split-screen
giving a designer
co-op
not
on
one but
Sea of
many
Thieves,
cameras into a scene.
so I could play with my daughter.
Now imagine if you could go beyond seeing into players' worlds. What if you could interact with them? Here we have our streams configured into a command center, where a 4th player can coordinate the movements of our drone, scientist, and hunter characters. Now that coordinator is reaching into the world and placing a beacon to call attention to a particular location, seen instantly by the other players.
I honestly think they're going to end the charge for Xbox Live. They're going to have to.
And creative experiences, whether bringing back effortless couch-based co-op or inventing entirely new multiplayer games.
I think they're going to get, their hand will be forced when
our next technology demo focuses on the power of the Google Cloud and machine learning, and how they can have an impact on accelerating developer creativity. Every developer feels the burn in pre-production to get to a game's magic sooner. We think Google's machine learning technology might have some answers. Here to talk about it is a developer known for creating some amazing, stylish, and celebrated
Nintendo Direct,
games,
they revealed
Deadlight,
hardware, but it was
Rhyme,
a controller with built-in Wi-Fi. So far, I haven't seen any hardware. I don't think it's any hardware involved. So the hardware reveal was the controller, I believe. They talked about a GPU.
Thank you, Erin.
10 teraflop
I am very
GPU,
excited to be here for the unveiling of the Stadia platform. There are so many different benefits that Stadia delivers to all developers, big and small, and particularly for a studio like ours. At Tequila Works, we are very proud of the art styles of our games. It's something we spend a lot of time perfecting. Our development cycles typically last 24 months, and as you can imagine, a large part of that time is dedicated to defining the art style of the game. We are particularly proud of Rhyme. Its visual identity created a lasting impression with our players. But it took us a long time to get to that final style. That's why we were so excited to hear from Google about one of the tools they are making available, an amazing tool that will dramatically influence and ease this process. With Style Transfer ML, Google is applying the science of machine learning to art visualization.
Hey, Free Jack, the
Style
console
transfer
warriors
is a
are
machine
always going to
learning
be fighting
technology
this
that runs on a video
invisible
frame created by
battle
the
that's
game.
just
All of this
irrelevant.
happens in real
You know what I'm
time
saying?
on a Stadia instance. We built
The
this demo
console
to show you
wars
what it
are
can
over.
do. We start with a gray box world and take any image we want, in this case, Kandinsky's yellow, red, blue, and the model does the rest.
Jeez, dude.
Throw
This
it
tech
Starry
is
Night,
insane.
and you have another style. Give it scratch art, and you get this.
Console warriors are
We're
crying
doing our part
themselves
to
to
empower the
sleep.
artist inside of every developer. The R&D team iterated through hundreds of art styles,
Just
testing
play
this
some
technology.
games. It doesn't
And one of
matter
our
where you're
favorites
playing them,
came
people.
from an old friend.
Stop praying to your consoles, your hardware. Just play some fucking games, dude. Let's go.
What excites us and some of our partners so far is how many playable art styles we can create just by feeding it more and more images.
James, please
it inspires
explain
and
how I'm
empowers
dumb,
our
my
artists
dude. I just
to
said
get
you
the
should
visions
play
in
your
their
games.
heads
I guess
into
you like
interactive
praying to your
environments in a
console.
whole new way.
It is
and
what
this
it
is
is.
just the beginning.
We are using style transfer in our studio today, and we are blown away by the impact it's having on our latest creations. You will see it. This could really change everything. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Luth. With Style Transfer, our goal is to help developers find the magic of their games quicker. You can check out Style Transfer during the show this week. We can't wait to hear your feedback.
Hey, Rock Dog, I agree. This
Creators
is awesome. This is
inspire
the
us to
future.
bring the
This is
best
what
of
I'm
Google to games.
looking forward
And
to. When
creators
people
are
are
at the
asking
heart
for
of
flying
Stadia.
cars and all this other
It isn't
shit,
just what they create,
the future's
but how those
happening right
moments are
before your
experienced by
eyes. You're
players.
just, a lot of people
Moments
just don't
that
want to see
resonate
it.
for generations to come. The last feature we want to introduce today is another special experience made possible by the cloud.
Sam
It's called State
Dillinger, I
Share.
guess you don't watch my
And here to
content,
talk about it from
but
Q
we won't
Games
get
is
into
Dylan
that, all
Cuthbert.
right? I know you're super salty about Sony getting left behind in the cloud streaming game, but it's all good, my dude.
Hey everyone, it's great to be here with all of you today. As a veteran game developer, I love how creators on YouTube have brought our games to life.
Hell yeah, let's
But I've
go.
always wished those experiences could be more social and even more fun. And I'm extremely excited by what I've learned from Google about bringing new ways to share a game's
State
replayable
share,
moments.
baby.
With a new
YouTube
technology
content creators, this is
called
exciting.
State
I'm
Share,
still upset that
developers
Xbox
can let
doesn't
a
allow me
player
to stream to
instantly
YouTube.
share
It's so
a playable
dumb.
moment from a game. This could include the world state, the player's position, items they're carrying, anything the developer wants to pack into a shareable moment.
Thank you,
The game's
Nintendo.
state can be encoded into a link that tells Stadia where to pick up the game.
I know this is going to trigger a
This
lot
could be
of
sent to one
fanboys
player,
out there, but try to
or
keep
it could
it
be shared
civil,
with
my
thousands
dudes.
at the same time on
All
YouTube,
right? Or you'll get
through
timed
email,
out.
apps, messaging, or wherever links can go. To me, this totally changes how I think about the experiences for players. I can create moments specifically for this kind of sharing. Challenges to beat my incredible speed runs, or chances for other players to also experience those same tough boss battles. I can build as many shareable moments as I want and let the internet turn my whole game into an infinitely replayable treasure hunt. I was so intrigued with the possibilities of State Share that I designed a brand new game around it, and it's the biggest title ever for Q Games. Right now, it's still under wraps, but I can't wait to reveal more about this game later this year. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dylan. State Share is one more way that Stadia is working to empower developers with entirely new tools that embrace a player's desire to discover, share, and build a community. We're extremely excited by the reception it's gotten from our early partners so far. And with that, I'd like to introduce the head of gaming at YouTube to tell you what Stadia means for content creators.
Let's
Please
go.
welcome Ryan Wyatt.
Thanks, Aaron. I'm very excited to be here at the unveiling of Stadia. As you've heard, Stadia is about delivering the best developer experience so that the best games can be made. But we're also committed to making sure we have the best creator experience so that the entire community gets stronger together. YouTube is where people come to watch gaming. More than 200 million gamers come to YouTube every single day to engage with their favorite games and creators.
Hey, they were pushing YouTube gaming,
and they
but
come
they
because of the community of gaming creators and viewers who have turned YouTube into the gaming platform that it is today.
They're going to be ending it in March.
We're always looking for ways to strengthen the connection between creators and viewers.
They're probably replacing it with whatever
Stadia
they're talking about right now.
is designed to bring them together like never before. Gaming has always been the backbone of YouTube since the platform first was founded in 2005. And one thing YouTube gaming creators want
I guarantee you they're going to try to compete
with their fans.
With Twitch
that
on that
will
level,
always
but
be
with
the most important thing to them.
interactive playing.
That's why
with
over
Stadia.
50 billion hours of gaming content was watched on YouTube last year alone.
Yep.
And to just give you an idea of how much 50 billion hours is, you could walk to Pluto and back more than a dozen times. Stadia is focused on empowering both creators and viewers to achieve new heights by breaking barriers of content capture.
So that's the thing that Amazon has. I saw a lot of questions about that. What is Amazon going to do? They have Twitch. That's what they have right now.
Established creators will have new ways to engage and monetize on YouTube with Stadia features.
Ooh.
And with aspiring creators, we're going to break down the barrier of entry in capturing content by giving you the ability to highlight, live stream, and capture directly from Stadia.
Okay.
We've already seen the idea of any YouTube link being a direct access point into the game, and that is a huge opportunity for both big and small creators.
I'm all about this, guys. I'll be all over Stadia.
We're empowering creators to forge deeper connections with their audience, and one of those ways will be to make it easier to actually game with them. Often when you're watching a stream, you find yourself wishing you could be in there playing alongside with your favorite creators.
Oh my God, here we go, dude. I told you.
You'd have to fire up your console
interactive
or your PC and just hope that you get
playing with streamers.
However, with Stadia,
you kidding me?
And a new feature called Crowd Play, you'll be able to simply click a button,
hey, you guys want to play some NBA 2K?
And jump in and play with YouTube creators that you're watching.
Why you're streaming?
Take a look at the video behind me.
What is
this? It's a live stream of NBA 2K. The person watching can simply click the link and be placed into the lobby for the next game. If you think about it, Crowd Play can act like an all-new lobby system for games. And with Stadia, YouTube becomes the ultimate discovery and engagement tool for content. And of course, YouTube creators will have full management capabilities over this feature. To all the game developers, publishers, and the millions of YouTube content creators out there, soon we'll have more information to share on these engagement tools and how we'll be working with you to connect with and build your community.
I can't wait to play with you guys.
I'd now like to introduce a friend of mine to the stage. He has over 11 million subscribers on his channel, The Game Theorist, and he and his wife, Stephanie, have often been advocates for the creator community. So we were delighted to talk to him about Stadia and what it means for creators. Please welcome to the stage my friend, Matt Pat.
Matt Pat. I like this guy.
Thanks, Ryan. It's an incredible honor to be here today. Now, for us creators, our audience is our lifeblood. Whether we're breaking down the real-life science of the fictional world of Fallout, or diving into the theories behind bending the ink machine, or simply streaming gameplay on our live stream channel, GT Live, we're always looking for new ways to connect and engage with our audience.
Type of one in the chat if you know who Matt Pat is.
When I first met with the Stadia team, I was floored by the impact that it can have for not just gamers, but also creators. Stadia not only empowers me to easily create and share my work, but it also unlocks completely new ways for me to build a stronger bond with my audience. Crowd Play, for example, gives our audiences the chance to instantly jump into a game with us, and then the creator can feature them live on the stream in real time.
Wow.
Another feature that I'm incredibly excited about is State Share. Here, the possibilities are literally endless. Live streaming horror games, for instance, has been one of the most popular formats for live streaming on YouTube since its inception. But now with State Share, you can actually take this to the next level by letting the people who are just watching you replicate the exact same scenario you just played through in-game.
Cancel E3
like
now.
That impossible moment when you're out of medkits and you suddenly have a zombie breathing down your neck. Imagine the endless breathing down your neck. Imagine the endless variations that creators can layer on top of all their favorite games by specifically designing challenges oriented to their unique audience. For creators, you suddenly become a game maker yourself. Creating challenges through State Share allows us to continue creating content for all your favorite games long after the game itself has been completed. And on the other hand, the audience now can reconnect with all their favorite games in completely new, exciting, and fresh ways. But of course, also as a gamer, I'm looking forward to tremendously all the new possibilities of gameplay that Stadia opens up and that can be built only for Stadia. I mean, think about this. 1,000-player battle royale matches. Incredible new graphical possibilities. And of course, all of this is available across any screen. Literally, I could just pick up my phone and start playing exactly where I left off on my laptop, even while sitting in an audience of a keynote like this one. I hope you're not playing right now. A lot of exciting stuff happening on stage, but you could do it. Stadia just truly unlocks new opportunities to create, share, and engage across YouTube. I am personally thrilled about what Stadia brings to the table, how it unites technology and entertainment in completely new ways that we have never seen before, and in ways that can only be possible through the combined power of Google and YouTube. So I thank the Stadia team for having me in here today. I can't wait to see what else you guys have in store, and I'll see the rest of you on the floors of GDC.
I'm just blown away, guys, right now. That's why I'm like speechless. I'm just like, what?
Thanks, Ryan and Matt
going on
Pat.
here?
Connecting players and
awesome.
creators to their favorite games is core to our vision. We've shown you how YouTube and Stadia offer the ability for gamers to connect with content creators and game developers in extraordinary ways.
Of course, all the Sony fanboys
There is
are
another
trying
Stadia
to
integration
downplay
with
this,
YouTube
man.
that we're really excited about. Designers love creating challenge, but as games reach more and more people, the design problem of creating a perfect challenge gets more and more difficult. When a player is stuck on a level or puzzle and desperately wants that next beat in the story or the breathtaking views in the next level, what do? Today, they have to leave the game, fire up YouTube, find the right video, scrub to the right part of that video, and watch how it's done. With Stadia, that help will be just a button press away. Take this example from our friends at Crystal Dynamics with Rise of the Tomb Raider. When the player gets stuck on a level, like me, instead of grabbing a laptop or a phone, they just need to push the button on the Stadia controller to get help from the Google Assistant.
What?
No distractions, no need to take your eyes off the game, and no secondary devices needed.
Yo, Nintendo, they thought of everything, dude. This is insane. What?
It's another deep way in which we're connecting players with the games they love. Stadia is about removing barriers for players to get to their favorite content and moments. With Stadia, any link can be an access point to the game. So for a developer, the entire internet can become your store. Whether it's from our Stadia store, text messages, Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, Discord, Google search results, YouTube videos, Gmail, or from the Google Play Store, gamers are going to be able to find, discover, and enjoy your games anywhere they are, and easily share them with their friends. It's a truly revolutionary way to discover your games. Stadia will be home to a variety of games, and we're happy to say that we will offer comprehensive parental controls for all content.
That's good.
We've already shipped development hardware to more than 100 studios around the world, and more than 1,000 creatives and engineers are hard at work bringing their games to our platform. In addition to partnering with developers big and small, I'm also thrilled to announce that today we are forming Stadia Games and Entertainment, which will build experiences designed exclusively for Stadia as Google's own first-party game studio.
First-party game studio, boy! Wow. Okay.
And we've recently been joined by one of the industry's most successful executive producers to lead that organization. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new head of Stadia Games and Entertainment, Jade Raymond.
Jade Raymond. That's why she was hired.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you, everyone. I am so honored to be here at the unveiling of Stadia. In my career, I've been lucky enough to work with some of the most talented and passionate developers in the world. Passion is at the root of all great games.
First-party studio.
And it's what motivated me to join Google. What I love about games is that we continue to redefine what a game is. When I was 12, I saw the holodeck on an episode of Star Trek. And even though the games I played at the time were side-scrolling, pixel-based kind of games like Mega Man, it was obvious to me that one day games would take place in fully immersive worlds. Today, you have seen some incredible tech. And hopefully, like me, you now believe that we're on the brink of a huge revolution in gaming. One that will unlock a whole new level of creativity for developers. There are no limits to the human imagination. Now that the data center is your platform, the processing power is limitless as well. I'm excited to announce that as the head of Stadia Games and Entertainment, I will not only be bringing first-party game studios to reimagine the new generation of games. Our team will also be working with external developers to make all of the bleeding-edge Google technology you have seen here today available to partner studios, big and small. We are committed to going down the bold path, learning what is working best.
Now you know why Microsoft was snatching up studios, right? And sharing key tools and tech
so that we can take games to the next level together. The way I see it, there has never been a more exciting time to be a developer. And Stadia will be a driving force defining the future of games and entertainment. Thank you.
Yeah, Free Jack, they put the whole gaming industry on notice, and it's officially
Thank you, Jade, and a very warm welcome to Google.
Google and Microsoft.
With Stadia, our goal is to combine the world of people who play games and the world of people who watch games into one global community powered by the best of Google.
I want to see how Microsoft
We've shared
responds,
a lot
honestly.
today.
They need to
With
do
Stadia,
something
you'll be able to build your
show
games
off what
backed
they're
by
doing.
Google technology like Google Assistant,
This
ML,
is damn
and
impressive.
TensorFlow.
I don't know how Microsoft
You will be able to deliver your
counterpunches,
games to more gamers across the globe through Chrome, Chromecast, and Pixel. And you'll be able to connect with the biggest community of gamers and YouTube content creators. So, how do you get involved? For developers who want to create content for Stadia,
hey, look on the
we
bright
welcome
side.
you
If
to go to
Sony
stadia.dev,
goes under,
where
maybe
you
they
can
could
apply to
get bought
access
up by
to
Google and become,
tools.
you know, developers.
If you want
for
to
them.
partner with our team at Google to help bring your game to market,
just trying to trigger
we have
more
Stadia
people.
Partners, a program designed to give you the resources
Google
your
just
team
has
needs
more
to make
resources,
something
in my
great.
opinion. They have
And for players
Chrome,
who want to be the first
they
to learn
have
more,
YouTube.
you can go to stadia.com
They just
and
have
follow us
a lot
on these
more going
social
on
channels.
than Microsoft, in my opinion, with the streaming.
When will players
Microsoft
be
has
able
the first-party
to experience
studios
Stadia?
established.
I'm
which
thrilled
is
to
gonna be
announce
nice,
that Stadia is launching this year, 2019.
Ooh, 2019, folks.
We will launch first in the US, Canada, the UK, and most of Europe. It's been my privilege today to introduce Stadia on behalf of the thousands of Googlers who've worked tirelessly to bring this vision to life. This is the first step in the journey, and we'll be connecting with you again in the summer to share more details on the games you'll get to play at launch and beyond. Thank you very much for gathering around with all of us today.
Yep.
With Stadia, we can all dream bigger, and together,
They
build
didn't
a
talk
playground
about price,
for every
but
imagination.
you know, it's
Thank you.
implemented 2019. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, great. Hit that like button if you're impressed. Wow. So lots to take in there, folks. Lots and lots of stuff to just dissect. Honestly, I got to go through this and just take notes on how much shit they talked about. Honestly, this is insane. Like, it's not anything that I was expecting to this level. It's crazy. Controller, built-in Wi-Fi, interactive game playing with YouTube. Like, it's all there. They thought of everything. Like, the list goes on and on. Let's just talk about real quick. What are your guys' takeaways from this stream for Google? What stood out to you the most? What were you most impressed about? Are you thinking about jumping on board with this? How do you think it's going to affect the gaming industry in total? How do you think Microsoft responds to this? Because Microsoft's been trying to position themselves, like in this game streaming world, cloud streaming, xCloud and all this stuff. But Google beat them to the punch with their own conference at GDC, and they killed it. I can't say that they did anything on a level that I would say that I was disagreeing with or I didn't think was good. That's the thing. When Microsoft showed off their cloud streaming, it looked like shit on an inside Xbox that nobody was watching. That's the problem. Microsoft seems to be shooting themselves in the foot with publicity and how they market their situation, because they're kind of caught in the middle right now. They have the opportunity and the infrastructure to be there right with Google, but this is going to affect the industry. Yeah, is it going to be perfect in 2019? Probably not. It's going to take some time to implement, right, and develop. But the fact that they announced first-party studio development, Jade Raymond is heading that. She's awesome, and she's bae. Everybody's talking about that. They're developing their own exclusive content. They're on board with 100 different developers out there. They talked about a new GPU that's 10 teraflops. Like, the list goes on and on, folks. I mean, it is insane what they're doing with this technology. Okay, so the possibilities are endless with gaming, and I talked about this a lot on my channel. And if you're not subscribed, think about doing that, hitting the bell icon, because we talk about all kinds of gaming. We're not limited to just one console. We're not limited to hardware. We just like to talk games, and that's just the way it is. I talked about it on my channel on Twitter. You can go check the tapes. I said this is going to be a big thing. A lot of people laughed about this Google situation. They laughed at the controller. They laughed at, this and that, and they said they're not going to be big players. Some of the people out there in the established YouTube world said it wasn't going to be a big thing. Yes, it is. Google is putting their foot in the door of gaming, and Google is just a power. Look at, like I said, net worth, analytics. They are the internet. Google search, everything can be intertwined. That's why with Microsoft, Mixer is not that good, right? I just want to be honest with you guys. Mixer's kind of subpar. They have their own internet browser, but nobody uses it. They have their search engine. Nobody uses it. That's the thing. Microsoft is kind of that Walmart brand of Google. They're trying to do the same shit that Google's doing, but they can't pull it off to a certain extent. But I do have to give it to Microsoft. Their cloud infrastructure is better at this point. It's twice as big as the next person or up in line. So they're going to have the heads up there, and then they already have their first-party studios established, and they've been in the game for a while. So that's going to be important going forward. Plus, they're buying up studios. Plus, they have Game Pass. Do you see where I'm going with this, guys? Game Pass is a game changer, but they're trying to get it on as many devices as they can. One of the biggest question marks for this is, what do they do with Xbox Live? They're charging for Xbox Live on console still, and let's be honest, that's outdated, because if this comes out and they say you can play online for free, that just totally destroys Microsoft's ability to charge for Xbox Live, because how important is it to remain in the console infrastructure? Because I know a lot of people will want to have that traditional console experience, but if they can deliver on what they're promising, they said that they're going to get this tech up to 8K 120 frames per second. If that is delivered upon, and plus all the AI improvements and all this other stuff, then why is it necessary to have a console, a traditional console? The reason why they're coming out with this technology is because they want to take away the barrier that is the hardware, because let's be honest, hardware costs are significant. When you get into a new generation, you have to pay for the hardware, you have to pay for new controllers, all that stuff. That costs money, and that's a barrier for people to get into the gaming experience. So then you have this Stadia situation, and you could stream your games and you don't have to download them, and you have access to them on phones and on this and that. It just allows a lot more people into the gaming experience that probably wouldn't have got into it before, because they can play it on their phone, they can play it wherever they are, if that makes sense. So this is the future, folks. It's just a question of how we improve the infrastructure in America, because it sucks right now. And like I said before, the console wars are over. If you want to deny that, or you want to, stay in your hole and try to hold on to, what was the past, like traditional console boxes, like we're talking about Nintendo and Sega and all this other stuff, that's just not the way it is right now. And it's interesting to see the way this is going to go forward with everything else. So it's going to be interesting. Like I said, I've always said this, and I've gotten blowback from people, okay? I said Microsoft isn't worried about Sony, and then I got so many DMs, I got so many Twitter messages, oh, you're a Microsoft fanboy, you're this and that. It's just the way it is, my dudes. Look at the net worth of these companies and what they're doing with their infrastructures. Sony is just not on that level. So we'll see where they're going with, in the future with this. Are their games incredible? Yes, their games are incredible. Their studios are incredible. But what happens when this is the mainstream way to consume your media? When people are on YouTube and playing with their favorite streamers and interacting there and being able to play their games without downloading them, the price, infrastructure, everything. So what happens to Sony in this situation? Nintendo's kind of their own little deal, right? They're not interested in the way gaming's going to a certain extent. They showed that with the Switch and the hardware and how powerful that is. So, Nintendo is going to have to get with the program eventually, but they kind of do their own thing. But Sony's just kind of caught in the middle right now, So we'll see what happens with Sony, and I know I'll get a lot of blowback because, Sony fans are just in denial right now. They're in complete denial. They said, you'll talk to any of them, they'll say, this isn't the future, this is niche, this is going to fall flat on its face. Crap Gamer's kind of switching his tone and kind of saying, anti-Microsoft things and going pro-Sony and saying they won the console war and they're selling 100 million consoles when console sales don't really mean a hell of beans, you know what I'm saying? So it's interesting the way this is going to go. You can sell 200 million consoles, which you don't make that much money off of, and this still beats it because we're talking billions compared to millions, okay? It's not comparable, so you just access a lot of consumers there, okay? So, man, I just want to hear from you guys real quick before we get out of here. If you have any questions or any comments about this going forward, we'll see if Google is at E3. I don't know. It's a new situation for everybody because they haven't been considered a player in gaming, so they haven't been available at E3, but now they're a big player. Like, they're going to start snatching up developers, right? So there's going to be a contest to who can snatch up the most studios for this content for streaming as well. So Microsoft's going to have to take that into account as well. Thanero says, Saltiest Gaming, how do you think this will affect smaller YouTubers streaming games? I mean, do you think they'll let everyone crowd play? I think it's going to have to be implemented in a way where obviously everybody can't have access to like just wanting to play with the streamer. Like, if you can imagine thousands of people watching and they want to play with their favorite streamer, it's going to be difficult for that streamer to pick who gets to play with them, or B, just the way that works out. I don't know the way that's going, but I do know that YouTube's a very big social platform. It's integrated with Google. It is a social media presence, and lots of people use it for entertainment, and it's going to be big going forward. I think that's one of the biggest features, and it's a smart move on Google's part to implement this technology directly into YouTube, because that's something that the other players aren't going to have. Microsoft isn't going to have. That's why Microsoft's been trying to do this implementation with Mixer. You guys saw that, right? Share Play or whatever. They have some weird things that are implemented in there that people don't use. But Mixer is just not up to snuff right now, in my opinion, okay? And they've been trying to do stuff, but I'm interested to see how Microsoft responds, you know, because I don't know. I think they're on their heels right now because this conference is amazing. And E3 can't be all about streaming, you know? I think Microsoft needs to do their own conference to kind of respond. How much monthly do I think it's going to cost? I don't know, like $20 maybe. They need to make it so where it's accessible, you know? But I think if it's $19.99, I think people would be cool with that. What would you guys pay for this service? I want to know what kind of price you guys would be cool with paying. Marine says I'd pay $26.99 to stream. $20 is too much. You think so? $15? Yeah, $15, man. I don't think it's going to be over. It's going to be $15 to $20, man. $10 is, I think $10 is a little bit low. They're offering a lot of different things, you know. Yeah, the internet's melting down. I haven't checked Twitter, but I'm sure Twitter's melting down at this point, you know. SI Goldstein, what's going on, man? Digital Foundry already has a video on Google Specs. Nice. Do you think they'll launch with Store Plus subscription? What exclusives do you think they'll try to snatch up? They're obviously they're gonna have to go with some third party right now because their studio I don't think is anywhere close to producing content, in my opinion, unless they had that on the DL. Because I haven't heard shit about Google's first party. I don't think anybody knew that. So they're going to have some stuff. They're going to have to be cutthroat about some of the content that they snatched up, but that's going to be third party, so that should be interested as well to see what kind of exclusives that they have to kind of sell their platform, because they need to have something, right? They can't just have third party offerings. I mean, that works because it's the way that, you know, the integration is with Google and YouTube and stuff like that, but they need to have stuff that you can't get anywhere else. So I remember someone talking about DirectX 12 and how it's not going to be used. Yeah, that's kind of a Microsoft thing, right? I'm interested to see what kind of developers they acquire, because I think that's going to be one of the ways they go about getting their content taken care of, because I think they might try to go out there and snatch up some of these big boys, you know, to try to put them on their platform. CD Projekt Red, some of the bigger players out there. The Take-Two Interactive rumor out there that Sony was going to buy them. Like, just crazy stuff like that, you know. They need to have exclusive content. Let's just you know, honest. Any more questions, comments, concerns? I know a lot of people are triggered right now. Make sure to hit that like button. Share this out on Twitter. Helps out a lot. PS5 plus Stadia. No need for Xbox and PC, says HVD. I mean, you could do whatever combination you want. I mean, consume your media and your gaming any way you prefer. It's not limited to just one platform or one box, you know. Saltiest Gaming, we're talking about nice TV war versus the old console wars, aren't we? Something like that, man. Mr. Kima, Vulkan can run on DirectX 12 API. Yeah. Should be interesting to see the tech guys out there, because I know my tech, but I'm not like a bona fide expert out there. But they were talking about this custom GPU that was, what was it, 10 teraflops out there. The nearest competitor, Xbox One X, was 6. Interesting. I want to see more details about what entails that custom GPU. zblackrider, do you know any information on that custom GPU by chance? Hey, Lethal Papa, thanks for doing a bang-up job with the moderators. Thank you, every moderator that was in the chat, kind of keeping control here. This is a time where lots of people are kind of, you know, either really excited or really upset about what's going on in gaming. So there's lots of, you know, passionate people out there. So The GPU, the custom GPU, zblackrider, the 10 teraflops, the one they talked about, 10.7. Because they had some rumors about this stuff out there in the media. Like they talked about hardware. The hardware reveal was the actual controller. So there's not actual like console out there. That was one of the rumors. That was debunked. They were saying it was going to be more powerful than the Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4 Pro. That was proven right, but it's not a console that was more powerful. It's just a GPU that's more powerful. SI says Xbox Anaconda and PS5 day one. Yeah, man, I don't know. I got to think twice about the next generation when it comes to traditional consoles, to be honest. Because I'm a content creator on YouTube, and this interests me is like the technology they're implementing with the integration with YouTube is outstanding. Like, it's crazy. We'll see what they do with TVs moving forward. I think that this is going to affect TVs as well. What kind of integration that they have with Google products. So Stadia, built-in Stadia products, what kind of TVs support it. Obviously there's smart TVs right now, but like I said before, these companies are moving more towards an app-like process. You have Netflix on TV, smart TVs. It's kind of an application. So Xbox Live, Microsoft, xCloud and stuff going forward. It's going to be interesting to see how they implement. That's the biggest thing. I want to see how they respond. Microsoft needs to respond because they got kind of punched in their jaw right now, honestly. Xbox Anaconda will be 12 to 16 teraflops. That's not confirmed right now, SI. And let's see. This is why Microsoft is building new servers with dedicated hardware. Yeah, they're opening up new servers in Africa, I believe. It comes out in 2019. A date wasn't given, Marine. I'm guessing it's going to come out holiday 2019. So October, November, December range. I think that's when it will probably come out. Victor says Xbox has been bad with messaging, but Google did it well their first time. Yeah, that's the problem with Xbox. They have a problem with marketing and messaging and all that other stuff. My perfect example of that is trying to show off your cloud streaming on an Inside Xbox episode that nobody's watching for the first time, and then you get questions whether or not the player is actually playing the game because it doesn't look right. So they need to have a conference. They need to have something. This was the perfect reveal for Google because GDC is where everybody gets together. It's the Game Developer Conference. Perfect planning for Google, man. So I don't know how much time you can take up. Because FreeJack, honestly, if they focus on xCloud for E3, people are going to give them shit because they're not focusing on the games, So that's the problem with Microsoft. They're kind of screwed if they focus too much on their cloud streaming for E3 because there's rumors of hardware, being revealed at E3. Then you got exclusive game trailers and trailer. It's like, how long is their conference going to be? 4 hours, 5 hours? Like, you can't fit all this stuff into E3 and have it a normal runtime. Like, it's just not going to happen. Sony's not going to be at E3. EA, traditionally, their conference is going to be different. So, I mean, yeah, Google should know everything. They have their algorithms and Google search, right? I'm just, it's crazy with the kind of technology that we're seeing. What do we got? Microsoft needs to do. I feel like Microsoft's kind of behind right now. They just need to get messaging out there and on their products. Like, I want to see how they're going to respond to this. Like, how do you respond to the YouTube interactivity with cloud streaming? And how do you respond to the built-in features with Google Chrome? Because, like, Internet Explorer, nobody uses that shit. So we got to hear from Microsoft. Aaron Sommers, did I miss it all? Yeah, we're pretty much at the Q&A right now and just kind of summarizing what happened. What speed to run Stadia? They didn't specify with that. Are you talking about internet speed? New generation of Google fanboys, yeah. Crazy Greek dude says, if Microsoft is behind, which they are, then where does that leave Sony? That leaves them really behind. I feel like they're not even in the ballpark, Crazy Greek dude, to be honest. Yeah, some people are going to hate Google, man. Jack, a lot of people hate Google. My friend hates Google. So this isn't going to be welcomed by a lot of people. It's kind of like the whole hate for Microsoft thing, the big bad corporate entities in America. Some people aren't down with that. Yeah, Sony and Nintendo are old school. Yeah, Nintendo is extremely old school. They walk their own line. They don't care about what's going on with other people. So, yeah. Question, do you think they'll allow mouse and keyboard as an input? Yes, they will, for sure. That Google controller doesn't look as bad as that concept controller as well. People on the internet kind of blow these things out of proportion when they get these leaks, and that was just kind of a concept image, and then people took that for what it was actually going to look like, and it was all shiny and looked like sharp. Looking at it in people's hands, it looked fine. It kind of looks like the Nintendo Pro controller, to be honest. If I was going to compare it to anything, that's what it looks like to me. And the fact that it has the Wi-Fi integration, I think that's outstanding. I think that Microsoft needs to copy that, like right now. The fact that you can, carry that controller around and connect to whatever device you want, and it lowers the stream delay and the input lag and stuff like that. I think that's outstanding. I mean, take that controller with you, connect to whatever device you want, and you're good to go. I think that's cool. And plus, they showed off what they started on. They said that they got the lowest powered PC they could, started on there, went to another device, went to another device. It was impressive. And then you got Microsoft showing it on a phone with like some mount, and it just looked horrible. I just can't get over it. Like the comparisons of the two are just night and day, the way that they've kind of decided to go about some of their reveals for these things, Yeah, man. The rise and fall of Sega, this was so sick. I agree, man. I was blown away. Like, there's times during the conference I was literally speechless because it's just, I wasn't expecting something on this level, to be honest. Yeah, Microsoft needs to get on it because, yeah, the Xbox controllers do Bluetooth, so you just implement that Wi-Fi technology in there. I don't know how they'll do it, but they need to do it. Rack, yeah, this is going to have waves in the gaming industry going forward, and like I said, check the tapes. All those popular YouTubers that you like to follow, I won't name them, but they were shitting all over Google, and they said it wasn't going to do shit, it wasn't going to be shit, and I was right there and saying, hey, yes it is. Google is a big player. They have tons of resources when they put their mind to stuff. They're going to make waves in the industry. So go back and check the tapes and hand out the L's to all those content creators that were saying that Google wasn't going to make a waves and it was going to be a joke. Like, come on, guys. Like, let's be real here, This is going to change the gaming industry going forward. And like I said, you got to get on board or get left behind. Stadia and Xbox Game Pass coming to Switch. I don't know about that. See, Google and Microsoft don't play well together, so I don't think you're going to be seeing any kind of compromises there. You're not going to be seeing like Xbox Live on Stadia. You know what I'm saying? Like, we still don't have stream to YouTube option for Microsoft, for Xbox, because they don't like each other. They're competitors. So real quick, if you guys got any more questions, I'm sure we could talk about it before we get out of here. I enjoyed, I love talking to you guys, man. We could sit here as long as you guys want. I just like interacting with fellow gamers because we're all on the same page for the most part. We get excited about the same things, and it's just good, right? The blue one, you start a show called Who Gets the L's? Yeah, man. There's tons of content creators out there that love to say they have sources and they love to make predictions, but a lot of times their predictions are just complete ass. And they're not true. And then what happens to those people that, make those predictions? They're extremely quiet. They don't talk about shit, do they? They just move on. So BZ, I appreciate you being here, man. Buck, appreciate it. The positivity is amazing, guys. We're gonna, like I said, I love doing these live streams, especially these interactive things. The majority of them just get demonetized and claimed up by random shit, but I still like doing them, man. I love talking to you guys. It's just a good way to interact. So the fact that I'm going to be able to do that with the YouTube streaming shit where we could like play together, that's fucking phenomenal, dude. Because, you guys hop in a stream. If you have Stadia, I'm playing like whatever I'm playing. Hey, you guys want to jump in? Boom, we play. Like, that's awesome. That's crazy. It blows my mind. That shit is insane. You don't have to be on Xbox. You could be wherever you're at. You could be halfway across the world. Hey, you want to play some 2K? Boom, you hop in there. And we start playing. Noof Nukem, what's going on, man? Good to see you, brother. So yeah, look forward to that. I'm gonna be on board with this Stadia situation because everything. I liked everything about it. I don't believe in this whole bullshit that you're kind of confined to a certain box or another. And this is also great for content creators. I can't specify that more. I was trying to tell you guys as a YouTube content creator, they've been doing things behind the scenes with YouTube. They tried YouTube Gaming. I don't even know if you guys know that exists, but they tried that and it was kind of a competition to Twitch. And they're moving away from that. They said in March, which lines up with this conference, they're going to get rid of YouTube Gaming. And now I know why they're getting rid of it, because they're implementing it in a different way with the Stadia situation. So definitely a new era going forward. Gaming is not going to be the same. You're not going to see hardware disappear for a long time, so don't be scared about this. This is just an option, You can keep your hardware and you can have Stadia. I mean, you could more than likely, you could get your games at a cheaper rate and be able to play them wherever you want and have different experiences. You could have a PlayStation, you have a Nintendo Switch, you have an Xbox, you could have Stadia, and then whatever offerings are out there, and you just have the ability to play your games whenever and wherever you want. And that's a great thing, because I personally love the Switch because of its portability. I love playing my Switch. I'm in the living room, my kid's on my TV, and I can't play my Xbox. Well, I'll jump on my Switch and play something, That's the cool thing. So being able to play wherever and whenever is a cool, unique feature for myself, because I'm a gamer. I like playing games when I want to play them, not to be restricted to, hey, I need to play them at a certain time or a certain place, like in front of my TV, for example. Alan Savage, thank you. Thanks for that positive feedback. I appreciate it. So you think Stadia will come to the Switch? It could. I mean, they got to work out some of the things going forward, but Free Jack, data caps are an issue, because I actually have a data cap on my KhAoS cable. They added that. There wasn't a data cap before, and they added a data cap, which is annoying as hell. It's 1 terabyte. And being a content creator that's constantly streaming like we're doing right now, or downloading digital games, since I'm all digital, I hit that cap every month. So that's an issue going forward. They need to address that as well. These data caps need to go away. But the internet's infrastructure in America is a very political one, and I'm not going to get into that. Data caps on my KhAoS. Yeah, that sounded weird, right? But 1 terabyte, that goes by quick. And if you're doing streaming, that's going to go by even faster. I mean, you're consuming all your media on the internet, streaming, you know, Netflix streaming on your phone, like you're doing game streaming, like these data caps need to go away. I don't know how the, you know, internet service providers are going to do about that, but I know for a fact that Google has connections and Microsoft has connections. So if they want this to be the future, they'll kind of make some deals behind the scenes with certain people. I'm not saying, you know, rubbing elbows or making deals with internet service providers and say, hey, we need to get rid of these data caps. You know what I'm saying? Who else has data caps? I know you guys, some of you guys out there have data caps. It's not, I mean, it's being implemented somewhat with service providers. Yeah, 1 terabyte isn't bad, but man, trust me, dude. Like I don't know what it is, but like I said, being a content creator, you're constantly downloading, uploading, and it goes fast. You never had a data cap? You're lucky, creeper. Trust me, it sucks. So I'm starting to lose my voice here. So any questions going forward and before we get out of here? Australia is pretty much fucked when it comes to good internet. Yeah, I've heard about that. I have a really good friend in Australia, and his internet was garbage for the longest time. It looks like not a lot of people have data caps. Well, good for you guys, because I'm salty as fuck that I have one. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, Stadia is day one for me. I'll be there. You can find me with Stadia, and I'll be doing the streaming shit with YouTube integration. If you guys get Stadia as well, we'll team up, man. We'll play some games. So let me know if you guys are new to the channel, you know what I'm saying? If you guys are watching this on demand, let us know what you guys thought of the conference in general. If you have any questions, follow me on Twitter, Saltiest Gaming. The I is a 1. We have the Saltiest Gaming podcast coming up on Thursday. I'll be a guest on my friend Noof Newcomb's channel. We're doing Gaming After Dark tonight. What else? Join the Patreon, join the Discord. I'll have all those links in the description. We're going to be doing a game giveaway for Mortal Kombat 11, thanks to Yobi Dren. 2 copies of that is going to be given away. I'm going to be putting the details out there on Twitter today, actually, on my Twitter account. So that's going to let you know how you can enter that. It's going to be given away on release, basically. So you have a chance to win Mortal Kombat 11. All that good stuff. We got giveaways. We got all kinds of good shit going on this channel. I appreciate all you guys from the bottom of my heart. Trust me. I love doing this. This is, you know, my passion. I love doing this shit. If you guys can't tell, I love talking about gaming. Wherever I am, if you're on the corner, you're in the supermarket, I'll talk to you about gaming. It's just what I like to do. So thanks for hanging out. Hope you guys have a great day. If you guys want to talk about this more, let's talk about it on Twitter. Hit me up in the DMs. The DMs are open. Have a great day. And as always, stay salty, my friends.